a lifelong learner. Tom has an undergraduate degree in engineering and a master's degree in business administration. He has over 30 years of experience in corporate America working on projects with some of the world's largest technology and biomedical companies. He has led global project teams and has traveled extensively in North America, Europe, and parts of Asia. So tonight Tom is going to share his course called New Resident, Green Card Received, Now What? So Tom, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kathy. It's nice to see you all. How's the audio? Do I sound okay right now? Wonderful. Thanks everybody for taking some time. So I'm the featured content creator presenter for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and open up the hood a little bit. I really don't know the spectrum of the audience, so I think you're going to find interesting both from I'm going to show you the structure of the course, and then certainly I'm going to show you some of the content. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and I'm going to let you see. Like I say, I'm going to share the structure of it, and let's see that. Okay, I'm going to do share screen. Maybe I'm going to get the audio then. Advanced share sound just in case, yeah, because I may play some video for you. Share. And so the course, per her remarks, is New Resident Green Card Received, Now What? It is published, and I'm going to go ahead and hit manage just so you can see the structure of this. As the name implies, this is the target audience is for somebody who just became a resident of the United States. I think I'll go ahead and share that brief description with you because it's pretty good. Once a new resident in the U.S., consider that have traditionally not been well documented, including responsibilities as a citizen, taxes, what somebody can and cannot do, how to access resources available to all legal residents, and then how to travel with a green card. So that's at a high level. It's a nice description of the course. I want to show you, though, under the hood here, what this is made of. Several sections with lessons. So here, beside an introduction and conclusion, there's your green card and change of address, rights, duties, and taxes, travel, family, and government systems. In each one of those, there's one or more lessons. I'll open it up so you can see it. In each instance, I'll have at least 2 lessons and then a knowledge check on that. So there's a video lesson on the green card, then a knowledge check. There's a lesson on changing your home address. It is a requirement. You change your home address, and you got to document that, and then a knowledge check on that. Go ahead and open this one up as well. Rights, duties, and taxes. A lesson again on your rights and your duties. And I'm gonna open up a little bit. I've got a couple of PowerPoints. I'll share these so you can see what this is. Knowledge check, and then paying taxes. We'll talk more about that section in particular. So that's one lesson in particular I'm going to refer to later. And a knowledge check. Under travel, it's kind of going and coming. Traveling outside of the U.S. and then returning after the U.S. And so this just provides some guidance, something needs to be aware of. And then finally, family and government assistance. Often someone will migrate to the U.S. and then they want to bring someone else. This gets some information on the government agency controls that type of things. And then help from the government. That's the thing. Whether it's disaster assistance, financial assistance, there's some information on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you under conclusion. So in addition to all that content, I have a resource thing, and I'll show you what that is. You can certainly get feedback on the course as well, but there's a concluding video. So all these are, every section, every lesson is a video, and then this is, I'll show you, it's a nice downloadable PDF. And so that's what I go on. So at a high level, that's the course. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you one other thing here before we kind of show you the content as far as the structure. I actually have a mini course. I moved it to pending today because I made one tweak on the knowledge check, but there's something here. So that's a premium course that somebody can purchase. I think I've got it set at $49, something like that. Here, though, I've got a free course. And what this is let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's a subset. When you open that up, it is, come on. It is an introduction and a conclusion, but really it's the lesson on taxes. So my message is I have a $0 mini course just on the tax section that folks can give away. So both these are available, but this is a mini course just on U.S. taxes. And so that's the thing. There's an additional resource for download. This is stuff that tells them things that U.S. citizens perhaps know, but it's stuff like, hey, you use the file 1040 to file your taxes annually. Hey, you can go to irs.gov. A W-2 is a form that shows your wages. And by the way, these tells you things like, You pay federal income tax. Well, guess what? Depending state to state, you may pay state income tax. And in fact, in instances, there's actually even local, like in the Bay Area, there's local income tax. So it's just a nice overview. So I'm not a tax accountant. These are just things that they need to know at a high level. So I'm going to go ahead and move in and show you some specific content. But what your takeaway now is you've looked in the Great Discovery and you've seen I've got a nice full featured course with a variety of things that someone needs to know. And I'm going to show you what does that mean? What do you mean? What they can and can't do? I've got some examples pulled up here. Move this and open up a couple of different files. Let's see. Go to rights and duties, actually. Rights and duties. Go ahead and zoom in on it here. Whoa. What you can do as a permanent resident, you have the right to live and work permanently anywhere in the United States. You can apply for citizenship after 5 years of continuous residency or after 3 years if you're married to a U.S. citizen. And you have the freedom to travel in and out of the U.S. There are some restrictions of the length of time you can spend outside. So you'll learn more about that. And here's some things you got to do. By the way, well, yeah, you have to obey all federal, state, and local laws. And violating those laws can jeopardize your residency. You must file income tax returns. And if you're between 18 and 25, you must register for selective service. So these are kind of examples of things that somebody's going to learn. And this is just the one, this is the one module. This is one lesson of 2 in the rights, duties, and taxes. Things you cannot do. You're not allowed to vote in federal elections. You can't run for federal elective office. You can't stay outside of the U.S. for extended periods without obtaining a re-entry permit. So I think that's just a nice overview of that particular lesson. I'm going to show you another one here. Here's some more on the tax stuff. So let me zoom in again. Well, thought I would. Important. Reporting your address change is a legal requirement for all permanent residents. Keep it up to date. Failure to report address changes can negatively affect your immigration status. I'm going to go down here and show you something else here real quick. Let's see. I think that HAL report's pretty good then. You can report your address change by filing Form AR11 by mail or by updating it online. So I'm not going to subject everybody to a lot more of this. I think you're getting the feel of what this is. I'm going to show you one other thing. I'm going to show you the downloadable resource then. I think I got that handy here too. Do I? One of them. I actually got a couple different ones, but this is a nice one here. Again, let me zoom in. Important items for your reference, violating laws, okay? You must file tax returns, and I give them the link there. Mail between 18 November, got to register. Renew your green card 6 months before its expiration date. Kind of, in other words, don't wait till 1 month, okay? To your conditional green cards, you must apply 90 days before. There's the location where you can actually update your website on AR11. Rather your address, change of address. Let's see, reporting address is a legal requirement. So that's just an example. So I think I'm about done at this point. This is my first time presenting the content. Kathy, I'm going to kind of check into you to see if we want to have any Q&A or anything, but I've kind of done what I wanted. Actually, the last thing I'm going to do, I'll put it into the chat. I'm going to give some folks some links. So I'll give you links to this thing. My request is everybody connect to me in LinkedIn. Everybody have a look at these things. Everybody consider sharing that free version. And with April coming up, maybe you know something like that. So you can give away the free version, and if they find value at it, then they can take a look at the rest of it. I'll stop there, kick it over to you, Kathy, while I put this stuff in the
Yeah,
link.
go ahead and put it in the chat, like a link to the course or link to your LinkedIn and all that good stuff. And looks like Tim has a question, but give us a second, Tim, because Tom is putting stuff in chat, but we'll go.
I can try to multitask. He can ask his question.
There you go. Okay, wonderful. Go ahead, Tim.
There you go. Hey, Tom, how are you? Good to meet you. Great job. And it looks like a very helpful course. Question on that, on other services. So assuming someone takes this course, is this going to lead them back to you as something? Do you provide services in this area or?
No, great question. I'm not going to lie. The genesis of this is my wife's family, one or more of them is, and they said, hey, there's a lot of people need this information. So no, actually, I don't offer this service and or limited. One of my day jobs is an insurance guy, and so actually I can kind of help with Medicare, but know that I'm really not using this as a kind of a draw to one of my business. I'm really just kind of providing the service, and really, so I wanted to test the platform. So I learned to use the platform by moving. So there was a need for this course, and I learned how to use the platform. And so there's a variety of different things I've accomplished from it, but actually driving the people back to me, no, is not one of them.
Okay, if there's people, I noticed what this course was referencing towards people with green cards, if there's people that may be here illegally or undocumented, however you want to, do you have any reference material for folks like that? Is it primarily people that have gotten a work permit or something at that stage, correct?
I must confess, it's all just about the legal side. In my sphere of influence, so I'm members of chambers of commerce and around, so I meet a lot of immigration attorneys who are helping with the rights stuff like that. So I can refer, but that's simply not in my radius. It's not, but I can refer people to multiple immigration. At least I'm based in Dallas. I'm licensed as an insurance guy in 27 states, but I'm in the Dallas area, so I can refer them to immigration attorneys. But no, I don't have any guidance or assistance really for folks that have a compromised documentation status.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Tom. Great work. I'm going to promote your course and see if we can't get it out there. Thanks much.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Tim. Go ahead, Brian. You're on mute, so make sure you're on mute. There you go.
Yes, I'm curious how your course relates to all the stuff that's going on right now with Trump's trying to get rid of immigrants. Is it a tool that can help if people have green cards? Will it give them resources to be able to defend themselves? Or
Actually, I guess to your point, I hadn't thought about that, but if they are, to your point, if they are, that's the thing. This is for green cards. So yes, if they have a green card number, then yes, it's at least something. Because to your point, and this is this is why this course exists. You get your green card, and then you may not realize you have to change. You have to report that, right? So to your point, I hadn't thought it through, but yes, it does help with that because doggone it, if you move, suddenly you're illegal, even if you're there, right? If you moved in and didn't report that. So yeah, there is some implication there. I hadn't thought about that.
thank you.
Go ahead, James.
So, Tom, I just want to say I love what you're doing, number one. And I live in Anna, Texas. You know where Anna is?
Is that north of Dallas, past McKinney? Is that
Yeah,
that
north of McKinney. Yeah,
East?
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So we need to hook up. I'll put my email in the chat box and let's have lunch one day and figure out some ways we can better promote what you're doing
Sounds great. Thank you.
or further promote what you're doing. You're doing all the right things. All right, buddy.
Well, you say that I'm really not yet. I haven't promoted. I put it out there. It's been out there for a while. That's my request. I'm looking for you guys in my community to help me, whatever that means. That's saying you. So I did. So I have a LinkedIn profile, but then I made it. This is so my day job is Basey Insurance, but I'm doing LearnBase as my digital learning platform. So my request is everybody follow that. That's low hanging fruit. Go and follow my page on LinkedIn and connect with me on LinkedIn, that kind of stuff. But yes, I'm grateful we'll get together, James, and everybody help however you can.
Yeah, I'll connect with you on LinkedIn. I think I see your link in the chat box there. So, and I use LinkedIn a lot. The other thing is daily, Monday through Friday, I do opportunity meetings for affiliates. And if you join those calls, I will promote you. I'll allow you to speak or encourage you actually to speak. And I'll put a link to your course on the Great Discovery in the description of the YouTube video because I stream those live. So it's 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 our time. It's on the corporate calendar. Jump on those meetings, Tom, and I'll introduce you and promote you at the very next meeting. Tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
Early as
I'll look
tomorrow.
into that. I must confess, I'm a bit of a novice. Like you guys haven't seen me around here. I'm not on this a lot, and so I don't even know exactly where that calendar is. I'll go figure it out. But so I'm an email guy. Shoot me an email. I'll do that. But yes.
I'll put a link to the calendar in there, and as soon as you join, I'll put you on the top of the list.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Yeah,
and Tom, you showed us your courses on the platform. So on that same platform, one of the headings says events, and you'll see the calendar, and that's all of the events that are there that James is talking about and all that. So you should be able to find it either way. It'll be good. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm curious because I think the topic is really important in these days because there's a lot of talk about illegal people here illegally, but then there's a lot of people who are here legally with their work visas and all of that. And the line gets blurred quite a bit. So I'm curious, just from your background and the fact that you were an engineer and you were in technology and now you're in insurance, how did you get into this? And what was it that spurred you to this? Because I think it's a great topic and really important. It's very hard for people to know how to navigate through the system.
Well, so number one, I worked at one of the biggest hires of international folks at one point because it was software heavy. And so I had a lot of exposure and I had to spend time with corporate getting often engineers. They're basically software engineers but I didn't learn a lot. It was by no means my expertise, but I had a lot of exposure to it. So I had a lot of exposure of people being brought in. And that's the thing, when you come in legally, often there's this thing about need. And those we have to document, hey, there's a specialized task that we need this knowledge. And so I had exposure to that, but it's not my area of expertise. To this day, I use interns in my business. So I have multiple interns working with me in my day job as well. And they have the H-1B, the student visa. The job market is very soft right now, so they are struggling with it as well. And so the challenge is I don't have the answer for them. But this course, this really did come out of the more classical one, and which is my wife has a cousin, multiple cousins have done this, where they came from Mexico and they worked at a corporation and they only got resident excellent. They lived here and worked and then achieved residency. And it was really over the holidays last year where someone was telling me, we don't know. No one knows. They basically said there's a big market for this information.
Oh,
And so I worked with them to figure out what are the things that people don't know. So
Yeah.
that's where this came from. But I'm
Oh,
really
that's-
not an expert in it more than having to do the research and addressing the need.
Well, I'm glad you did because it is, I mean, I think we all might know people like this. I mean, my mom and dad have a good friend whose son married a woman who was from Poland. And so over the last 10 years, she went through the process to get the green card and then eventually she's become a citizen. So it was a long involved process and it's really great that people are willing to champion the cause and help those that are trying to achieve that road to citizenship. So thank you for that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Anybody else have questions? Questions for Tom? And your course, you said is premium, it's in the like $49, is that what I heard you say?
Admitted, I think that's why I have it set up as, yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Yeah.
And the mini course is $0. So that's saying, I encourage everybody, give that away. I want the feedback too. They should give that thing away and let people take a look at it. And if they're interested, they can go get the full course.
Great. Okay. All right, anybody else?
Well, thanks so much, everybody, for your time. It's nice to talk to you all. I'll go back on mute.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. All right, Sandra, I think we can make our switch to Dr. Yavalka. Is she here? Yes, she is. Yes.
Yep, she's here. All right, so let
We're
me,
a little early, but that's okay.
okay, we'll give us a minute to get things transitioned over. Tom, thank you for that. That was really, really interesting. I don't know a lot about immigration stuff, but it's like, wow. I mean, I can imagine someone coming and not knowing what to, I couldn't even imagine, what would you do? I mean, that would be scary, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So, the
Well,
fear,
even the changing your address. I mean, who thinks about that, right?
it's like, wow. Wow, they're really great though. Absolutely great. All right, let me get this live stream stopped. There we go.